Welcome to our YouTube channel, where wisdom meets inspiration. In this channel, we share valuable insights to help you become the best version of yourself. Our content is designed to uplift your spirit and enrich your life. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to stay connected with this incredible journey. Click the subscribe button below.
Now, in yoga psychology, it is very clearly put that you are capable of 5 natural states of mind. You might have heard something of this, but let me put it here very briefly. The 5 states of mind that they speak of is the mudha state, the kshipta state, vikshipta, ekagra, and niruddha. These are the 5 states that yoga psychology talks about. And a lot of commentary you will find on this by Vyas and others. What are they trying to say? You see, the mudha state and the kshipta state, maybe you're quite familiar with, because the mudha state is the dull tamasic state when the mind does not want to move, does not want to think too much, and maybe the state you feel on Sundays, where it's lazy, unmoving. That state of mind will not get you anywhere. That state of mind is okay, maybe occasionally it happens, but it's something to be got rid of. That is not a solution to anything in life. The next is the kshipta state, where the mind is extremely restless and distracted. So this state also we know what it is like. When the mind is simply out of control, thoughts are just happening. We are not thinking. They are just going on. And occasionally you just become aware of what is going on in your mind. It produces immense restlessness within. And you really feel, where am I going with this kind of a mind? So many of us are occasionally in kshipta states. Then we have the vikshipta state, which is the state of being preoccupied with something. You know, this is a state also which you have experienced. All philosophers, scientists, usually they remain in this state, where you are preoccupied with some particular subject, with some definite, specific ideas, and your mind revolves only around that. So this is an important state to achieve and maintain and sustain in order to achieve success in life. The fourth is the ekagra state, where your mind doesn't budge from your subject. It is the state of what is called flow in today's modern psychology. You might have heard the name of Csikszentmihalyi. He worked on this, and he has commented on the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. What a treasury of information they are giving us about concentration and attention. So this ekagra state is what we will be studying in a very deep way, how to generate it. And this is the actual prescription, the cause for your success anywhere. Ability to keep the mind absolutely still at one point and move it only when your will wishes it, not move it due to any external cause. This is a possibility with the human mind, and you are capable of this. And the final state is what is called the niruddha state, where the mind is completely mastered and restrained. So this is a state achieved through the practice of yoga, where no external agent is required for you to reach the highest state of awareness and concentration. You are doing it by default, by yourself. So now for our purposes as students, in order to achieve success in whatever we are doing, it is important for us to make the vikshipta and the ekagra states our default states, our natural states of mind. Which means naturally you are preoccupied with something of importance to you at a higher level. Yes, not very distracted, not very restless. And the ekagra state, where you're riveted to your subject. These 2 states should become our default states if we want to achieve success in whatever we are doing. Now, in order to do this, before we jump into the heart of attention spans, we must understand there is a base, a kind of substratum to what you are calling attention, and that is the human mind. Because attention is a property of your mind. If this base is not worked upon, if it is not cultivated a bit, you will not be able to maintain long attention spans. I can illustrate this to you, what this base means, through a story, which is very interesting. You see, Zen masters used to have a number of students. This is a story which actually took place. So one of these students, which a Zen master had, many times they would teach them concentration through martial arts. because in martial arts also you need a certain amount of concentration. So he would teach his students archery just to train them in concentration. One of his students, who was a young monk, he was very proud of his archery skills. He could shoot straight at a tree, and when the arrow would get fixed to the tree, he could use another arrow to split that arrow. So this, he had gained mastery over this. And so he was very proud of it, and he would go about telling the other students that I'm able to do this so quickly, just like my master, just like the Zen master. So when the teachers heard this and saw this, he thought, well, this fellow should be taught a lesson. This is a very small skill. With practice, you can do this. But there's so much more to be acquired. So let me just show him what the worth of this skill is. So one day he took all the students to a particular mountainous region where they came across a ravine. And in that ravine, it was a small ravine, but a tree had fallen in such a way so as to bridge the gap in the ravine, and the trunk of the tree was across like this. Now, this was a very dangerous, a precarious situation actually, as you can see, because if one wanted to go on the other side, one had to go over the tree. And the teacher, the Zen master, he quickly climbed that trunk of tree, went to the center of that ravine. There was a huge canyon there. So if he fell, he would go right rock bottom and, well, he would be killed. So all the students were just looking like this, and he went there, stood firmly in the middle of that tree trunk, and shot an arrow at a tree, and shot another arrow which split that arrow. Then he quietly moved across and went to the other side. Now his students were watching this. Even this student, who was very proud of his skills, he was also watching it. And then the teacher said, okay, come on, now you do it. And now this fellow was stricken with fear. What if I fall? What if I lose my balance? And it is such a dangerous situation. I can't do it. But then how can he make a fool of himself in front of the other students? He's so proud of his skill. So somehow he went there. And he managed to stand up in the middle of that ravine, in the middle of that tree which was fallen like that. And then he was so fearful within, so panic-stricken, that he actually could not shoot his arrow at all. He tried to do it, and it went somewhere. And then he just sat down there and started crying and weeping and said, please save me. I am too full of fear to actually do what you're asking me to do. Please save me in this situation. And then the teacher came and held his hand and led him out of that situation. Then he told him, look, my son, skill alone is not enough. The mind must be calm. The mind must be without negativity. If your mind is in a very balanced state, you can muster the attention to do anything. If the mind, the platform for your attention, is absolutely restless and shaky, you see, you cannot do anything. And life situations are such. Many times you will have to balance on beams. Many times you will have to face situations where your reaction can be very immediate. Your reaction can be very negative. In those situations, to maintain a balanced state of mind so that you can keep your attention on what you want to achieve is very important. So more important than skills you can develop with practice, is the platform you provide for those skills, your mind. And that is why work on your mind. Then stabilize your hand, develop the skill, and you will achieve success anywhere.
Become Swami Vivekananda's messenger. Share the video with 3 of your friends.